I've already driven the Performance Model 3. I've already driven the Model S Ludicrous for you. Today, Mom's going to drive the Model X. We're going to take a look at the Model X. Maybe I can get her away from Cadillac for a little while. So as you know, this is the Model X. I'm waiting for the Model Y. And when the Model Y comes... How long did you guys get the Model Y?
Probably early 2020.
Early 2020. A little, okay. Early 2020. So you got USB ports. And that's the, this is like that vegan white leather interior. The one thing that got to me was they said that the Model S wasn't going to have ventilated seats for a while because I think they had some kind of issue where it was either with the supplier or something. They said that the Model S wasn't going to have ventilated seats. I was a little disappointed to hear that. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Those Mercedes source controls right there. Yeah?
Yeah?
Really nice.
Have you ever been inside?
No, didn't you see that? When you push your foot on the brake, it auto closes. So no, go ahead, push your foot on the brake. Yeah. So yeah, so as you can see it, this is the one that has those big doors. You can use the internet on that, and then they have like a voice control thing where you can basically play any song on the internet by asking for it. So even if it's a music that you don't have, you just ask for it and it just comes up.
Now, does it automatically let you out?
You see that door latch on the left?
Right here?
Yeah, you open that like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I don't know how long it'll take to get the Model Y out here. That's going to be really interesting. So I think my guess is I'm going to probably end up driving that one right there, the gray one. Yeah, we're going to drive the gray Model X.
You'll access the vehicle, temp it in the morning, adjust the temperature, find geolocation, all that good stuff.
I think Tesla would have done a lot better without these doors, though, or at least with an option. Okay.
This one. And that one. Oh, okay.
So I'll go over some basics of the vehicle first. You have a high definition rear view lens, fisheye lens, so 180 degree view. You can see 3 lanes of traffic in either direction.
Oh, I'm looking at this. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially in New York. So when you come up to the light on the first position, you never have to like crouch to see the light under there. You'll always be able to see the signal light, no problem. So I love that about these cars.
Alrighty. And what about the back? Is there a...
For
Oh, it's on either side? Is that what it is? Okay. It's not a full...
Oh, you mean the windows?
No, I'm looking at the...
How much can you see through the mirror?
I can see everything.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just looking here.
Well, this is all because of these doors.
Right.
Yeah.
That they open, they pop up, right?
Yeah, correct. So you can control all the doors from here. My door, your door, the rear door, all that. So you can open them, close them from your phone or from the car. You can open the front trunk, the rear trunk. Because there's no engine block in the car, all of our vehicles have trunks in the front as well as the back. The batteries between in the bottom of the vehicle.
Oh, so you're telling me there's a trunk?
In the front, yeah, sure. It's called a frunk.
Yeah. We have a trunk
a
in the
front
back,
trunk
that's a
and
power
back
lift gate. And then you have a front trunk in every
front.
Tesla. Yep. You want to go check it out?
Yeah, let me see that for a minute.
It's kind of strange. They park so close to these other cars. I think that's kind of funny. It's like, why would you park so close to these other cars, especially another Model 3? Like, put these things in the middle of, like, when there's nothing. Yeah. And, you know, it's also funny, because Tesla, and hopefully one of the Tesla Consumer Reports people who handle, like, you know, consumer complaints and stuff, because they know I'm a shareholder and everything. There should be buttons on these sides so that this way you can access these headrests and stuff, like the headrests like Mercedes has.
So to the center row, you can get a 60.
Because as nice as this thing is, these interiors are just so bare. It's like, put some controls on the side so it's easy to access the headrest. Just put them on the door. You know, that would make this so much easier. Oh, the seat's down. Cool.
The acceleration and chill, we'll move it to standard so you can see the differences. The regenerative braking. So this is a feature of electric cars where you remove your foot from the accelerator. The vehicle is going to start slowing down, and the motor itself is going to recharge the battery while decreasing your speed instead of the brakes. So you'll notice you won't coast as much in this vehicle versus a gas vehicle. And you can adjust the intensity there. We'll also experience the Autopilot today out on the highway. So this is an advanced driving feature that supports you while you're driving on the highway. It'll steer in the lane for you. It'll regulate your speed and distance. So ultimately you're still responsible for overseeing the vehicle and handling it, but I'll show you how that works. Go ahead and put a yes there for me, dear. Thank you. These are some other vehicle settings we won't go deep into. You can adjust your display, so if you want it darker or brighter, whichever you prefer. Trips and navigation settings there. You have a music platform. So on the music platform you have XM radio or an FM tuner. Streaming service through Pandora. Or sorry, similar to Pandora. It's not Pandora, it's called Slacker, but it's the same concept. Streaming music, you don't pay for it, it's part of the vehicle. So the premium connectivity package is free for your first year, or $8.99 a month. With that is the internet service, streaming radio, and live traffic. You have 3 sticks. You have your signal. This is your autopilot stick. You're going to give it a pump towards you twice when I tell you to engage it. And then this back here is to adjust your steering wheel.
Now, you said this is autopilot.
Correct.
And you said pump.
Yeah, just going 1, 2 towards yourself.
So I'm not going to do that now.
Not right now. We'll do it on the highway. And then this is your shifter. Down for drive, up for reverse, push for park.
Down for drive.
Firm pull, there you go. All right. We're ready. We're going to go ahead and
And
exit
that's
to
as
our
big as the
right.
map gets?
No, you can make the map the full screen.
Correct, yeah, you can make it.
That's your rear view camera down there.
You can, well, you can also zoom out. If you want to take the rear view camera off, you can do that, and it's also a larger. So it just depends on your preferences. But I mean, I'll know where we're driving, so I generally have these up, so it's just more visibility. But if you want, you can zoom in and out. I mean, you can get right down to street level, whatever you want.
Oh, I see.
So it's up to you. Yeah. All right. We'll go ahead and exit to our right here.
Okay, let me just adjust this.
Please do. And if you need to move the steering wheel around, sure, you can do that too with that little knob in the back.
Here.
The little knob in the back.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I can have the signal on.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll go into the... Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Very quiet.
Yeah, there's no engine stuff. It's a very serene, peaceful drive. Make a right here. We're going to go to that stop sign. We're going to make a left, come around, and exit over there.
Am I right here, right?
Left, right there. through this stop and make a left. And then we're going to head right at that signal light and head up towards the LIE West.
So quiet. Wow.
Also, when you're at a stop, if you go ahead and firmly press on the brake, you see this H come on, hold position. Now you can remove your foot from the brake. You're still held in position from the motors, and you're in drive. So as soon as you want to move, you just press the accelerator, but now you don't have to hold the brake every time you're at a light or a stop.
Okay, I see the cars coming alongside.
Yes, that's your active sonar. So that's going to show you a 360-degree view of cars in and around your vehicle. It really helps eliminate any blind spots.
Is there any sound, like a beep or something?
Correct. If you were to move within 30 inches of another car, then you have an early collision warning that would alert you that a car is there. It would also flash red on your screen, so you get both a visual cue.
Like you see those pictures? You see those pictures in the middle of the dash? It's telling you if a car is coming up on your side, like where you could see it.
Right, I saw it.
And you can also see it here. So you have 3 points of visibility. This, there, and your mirror as well. How's it feel so far?
So far, it feels good.
What are you coming from? Outrose. What are you driving these days?
I have an XT5.
Okay.
I've never driven an electric car before. It's the first.
Excellent.
Just keep it. There's no engine.
Yep.
Where are we going?
So we're going to go to the LIE West. We'll engage the autopilot a little bit. It'll probably feel a bit weird to you. That's all right. I'm going to be here, and we don't have to use it the whole time. But I just want to show you how the functionality of it, how it works. And then when we head back, we're going to be on service roads, and then you have an opportunity to really floor the vehicle, push it, do some lane shifting to really feel the performance behind the wheel. There's very minimal cars on those roads, and it's very easy to do. And then we'll move into our left, far left lane there to get on the LIE.
Is there a light here?
There is, but it's not active. Feel free to push it a little bit. Now that we're on the highway, we're going to engage the autopilot. Before you do, I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen so you're not surprised. So once you engage the autopilot, its goal speed is 65. So it's going to accelerate to try and hit 65. It will not do so if there are other vehicles around it, but you might feel an immediate acceleration. You don't need to freak out. You don't need to hit the brake. It knows that there are other cars in the road.
Okay.
So what you're also going to notice is the wheel is going to start moving in your hands. And that's because it's going to start steering you to the center of the lane. Most of us drive either left or right.
Okay.
So just let the wheel slide in your hands. Don't try to steer it. It's going to do that for you.
Okay.
So it'll, and then you can take your foot off of the pedals.
Now you said it's like 2 pumps.
Correct.
Get in the middle.
It's okay. Yeah, you can see it.
I
So
think that's slower.
sure,
Yeah,
whatever's
this
comfortable
is
for you.
exiting off it.
Yeah, go for it. So go ahead and pump that twice. Towards you. Sorry. There we go. So you're seeing it's steering for you here. It's regulating your speed.
Take your hands off.
Now my issue is if it's going to do 65, that's a 55.
No, we're okay. Take your hands
Right
off.
now its goal is 45 speed.
Oh.
Take your hands off. Put your hands on your knees.
Just to.
There you go.
Yeah, just to know that it will steer you.
See, that's
can also
the
remove
nobody
it
trusts
from the
it.
accelerator.
Yeah. 'cause
And I know. Well, it's unusual for you, and you can adjust the speed. So if you want to go a little faster, so okay, now I want to go to 50,
Say 50.
or I want to go to 55, which is the speed limit. So it's like, okay, great, I can accelerate there. You can also change with the turn of the knob. Oh, I want to follow 3 cars distance or 4 cars distance, and that's your braking speed. Right. So it'll steer for you on the turns. You can regulate the speed to your whim, is how fast or whatever target speed you want to have. There you go. You just have to have your hands on the wheel every couple minutes or so.
But
just
it'll
that
give you a
know-
warning, right?
Yeah, just because it wants to make sure you're paying attention in your conscious.
You can put them back down.
Yeah.
It'll tell you when it wants to check to make sure you're paying attention.
How does it do that?
It'll beep or warn you.
Correct. You'll have a little warning sign. So that was just how it works. So you can keep your hands on it all the time, or you can do it whenever it says it. It's up to you. It's just kind of a check to make sure you're paying attention. You're still aware. Because ultimately, you're still like responsible. Well, the Autopilot's an excellent piece of tech. It doesn't see absolutely everything, such as like debris in the road or something like that.
Okay.
And then anytime you want to disengage, you just tap the brake. Go ahead, tap the brake for me.
And show her how it passes for the left or you did the left, I guess. The left pass.
Yeah, you can change lanes as well. We're coming up at an exit. When we head back, we'll definitely be able to show her how it changes lanes for
So
her.
when you take this exit?
Yes, we're going to take exit 32. So as we exit, we're going to stay in our left-hand lane. So we're going to make a left and come around service road. That was Autopilot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a little different, right?
Interesting.
We'll make a left here, and then we're going to make another left to come around.
Think of how quiet it is. Mine usually turns off when you stop.
Right. Yeah, we have those. So I'm going to change the acceleration mode so you can feel the difference. I'm going to change the regenerative braking mode just so you can feel like what the variance is in those options.
Okay. Now you said the acceleration mode. You change that to what?
Standard from chill.
Oh,
So now when you step on the accelerator, you're going to feel more response more immediately. It'll be less gradual. Or to take it up to about 50, okay? You ready? All right, do it. Hit it all the way down. How was that?
nice acceleration.
It's very responsive. It's also going to be, you're going to notice that you won't have the shifting of the gears and things like that.
It's like
Feel free to do some lane changing. I also want you to feel kind of the handling when you're shifting lanes because it's very bottom heavy, so it doesn't feel top heavy like a traditional SUV. So you don't have to worry about turning too hard or too fast
Right.
or rolling the vehicle.
Can I ask which model do you have?
I have a Model 3.
Oh, okay, great. Performance?
No, I have a
Standard?
Yeah, no.
Dual wheel? Dual motor?
I have a rear-wheel drive. We offered a mid-range before we offered long-range, so that's what I have personally.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. The performance is nice, but I was like,
Would you get the Model Y?
My fiance ordered the Model Y,
Oh, okay.
so she's getting the Y. I wouldn't buy it if it was out. I'm more of a sedan guy. I like a smaller car, so for me, that's what I like.
Oh, I got you.
I like sitting a little lower. She likes sitting a little higher, so she went with the Y.
Now, what model is this?
This is the Model X.
said the cost of this is what?
These start at $89,000, and depends on like color combination, seats, and software additions.
Okay.
But I'll go over all the particulars and details when we get back in the showroom and tell you exactly what it is. We're very transparent. Pricing is set for every spec, everything. You can see exactly what it is. No worries. So that's one thing, the biggest difference between electric and gas is the immediacy of the response once the accelerator is hit. Response, and you're not going to feel the intensity of the acceleration shifter change because there's no gear changes to be made.
Still stay.
Yeah, we're going to stay going straight.
Very different experience.
Once we start again, we'll go ahead and engage the autopilot on the streets, and I'll show you some lane changing features. So go ahead and give 2 pumps on that autopilot stick one more time. Okay. So now I want you to go ahead and indicate a right-hand lane change. Don't move the wheel, just turn the indicator. So we're coming up on a vehicle. It knows that vehicle is there. So it's not going to shift into that lane until that vehicle gives us space. So if you turn the wheel, then you'll disengage it. So, just go ahead and tap the brake for me. There we go. Now you're in full control. Sure, no problem. Try whenever you want. Just make sure you're in the center of the lane before you engage the autopilot. There we go. And go ahead and indicate. We'll go. Yeah. Anyway. Now we're in this lane.
Push it to the left.
We'll push one to the
Left lane
Go
change.
ahead,
Left
yeah,
lane
go
change.
ahead and pull the indicator down.
This?
There we go. Yeah. And then pull it down one more time to go shift into the left lane. There we go. And we're in this lane. There we go. And as the vehicle slows down, it will stop. It's going to feel weird because it might break a little late, so
gonna be
you're used
interesting.
to doing it, but it will do it for you.
Oh, I didn't have to press
That's
the
okay.
brake.
Yeah, that's okay. It's totally fine. It takes a lot to get. It takes some time to get used to it. But yeah. There you go.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. Is there anything else? Feature? That's it.
So we have full self-driving. If you that's an add-on feature. So if you purchase that software package, you'll be able. It will summon, so it will come out of a parking space by itself. It'll park into a parking space by itself. Auto park, so it will parallel or perpendicular park with you in the vehicle. And then it also has navigate on autopilot, so it will, when you're coming up on your exit, it will take you to the exit and it will exit for you. And then once you're on the street, it will disengage, and then you're
Wow.
hands on. And then it also is providing you with any future updates for autonomous driving on the street. So once it can see the signal lights and the stop signs, then you'll be able to use that as well. Right now, the autopilot's really just for the highway, because if you come up on a stop sign or a stoplight on autopilot, it will blow those. It won't see them. It does see other cars on the road, but if there's no cars in front of you and the light is red, it's going to go anyway.
Oh,
So it's really just for the highway.
right.
Now, eventually, the full self-driving, you'll be able to see those items, and you'll be able to utilize that as well. So we're going to make a left as we come up on Searingtown Road. I'm going to head back to the store.
This is Searingtown.
Yeah. you think
Yes.
about trading? Okay. When's your lease expire?
I have 2 years. 2 years left.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Is this coming red?
Yes, comes in whatever color you like.
Just checking. This is interesting. I like this.
Me too. I love being able to have more visibility while I'm driving. Right?
Absolutely. You see it automatically slowed down.
As soon as you lift your foot off of the accelerator, it's going to slow more because now it's on standard regenerative braking, so you're going to notice that slow more frequently. Correct. Yeah.
In fact, there's a blue one in front of you in that lane.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the blue one right there. They have a nice red color, and Angela, I think, was going to get the Model S in red.
What's that?
The car,
Sedan one, yeah, or sedan.
or the big car.
Yep. Yeah, that's our full-length sedan, like you said, the big one.
So the X is an SUV.
Correct.
That's this. And then they have a Y coming, which is a smaller version of this.
Yeah, it's like our RAV4 kind of. It's like a crossover SUV.
You see, Cadillac came out with the smaller SUV, the X.
McLaren.
What happened?
Oh, I just saw a McLaren.
Yeah, there's a McLaren store right a couple blocks down the road from us here.
Yeah, I test drove the XT4. It's too small.
Yeah, this will be kind of more.
What do you think about the size of this?
I like the size. I like the idea that there are 3 seats, 3 rows.
You can still X out a row, right? You can get rid of that
Even though I
last row, right?
wouldn't use
Yeah.
the third row, but I like the idea of the option of a third row.
Yeah, because you can have them always folded down, and then if you ever want, you can pop them up.
Absolutely. And I like that option.
Yeah, our most popular kind of configuration is usually the 6-seat configuration. Because like you said, it's like most people are fine with 4, but
Okay,
they
just
like that
slows down.
additional. Yep.
Well, basically what it is a car typically doesn't slow down because the engine's always running.
Now, am I going to go this lane?
Yes, we're going to go down to the stop, and then we're going to make a right. But yeah, that's correct. Usually, it's because the engine's running, so it's always kind of lightly propelling the car forward.
Are you going to back in?
You just pull in forward right now.
Okay. Nice drive.
There we are.
And basically the car is always on, so there's nothing to turn off.
Where do I put it in
You
park?
just push that button for park at the end. There you go. We're in park now.
Yeah, the car stays on.
Wow.
It never turns off because the battery's always on. There's no ignition, basically.
As the screens go black.
Oh, so-
The battery's always regulating its own temperature, so in that regard, it is always on. But how you get off and lock the car is you just simply walk away 10 feet. Your phone links with the car, and the car locks and shuts down. Yep.
That was fun.